All right, so I'm here with Maxwell Bear. So Max, what do you make of this Tyson Fury scandal with the bribery of this farmer to?
Well, I mean, it's a shocking allegation. Who could have predicted such a thing?
Sarcasm?
Definitely. That was a very deep sarcasm there. Yeah, I mean, look, every time a pampered ethnic star from America, or and you could say that Tyson Fury is to a certain extent an ethnic star, although gypsies are sort of the redheaded stepchildren of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Deservedly so, a little bit, no offense, but actually it is offensive, but fuck it, it's true. Despite that, Fury, he says a lot of things that like powerful people, very powerful people don't like. I mean, anyone who wants to verify this can go look it up. And when I say things that people don't like, I'm not talking about the things like the LGBT or the LBBC imagine that people don't like. The kind of things that Wilder say. You know, like the people in power, they're really powerful people. They love the kind of nonsense that he talks about. What Tyson Fury talks about is things that people actually don't like, even down to simply him being a religious guy who talks about Jesus and stuff. Mm-hmm. The people in power, people wearing small hats, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't want people talking about it. They don't want a culturally influential individual saying those kind of things. So what do you have with this? You have, just from the article I read, you have a allegation that is baseless. You can't, there's nothing to prove there. And okay, this guy gave sworn statements to a lawyer that were presented at a UCADA hearing, was it 4 or 5 years ago?
Right. 2015.
2015.
Right.
So, and he was promised £25,000. Any contract that says that? Of course not. I mean, there's no way to prove anything anyway.
It's just his words. That's basically what it is.
This is just libel. He says that he never has slaughtered boar. He's never had boar. Okay, dude, you can't prove a negative. You obviously practice animal husbandry. You conduct animal husbandry, whatever you want to call it, at your farm, and you have livestock. So it stands to reason you easily could have had boar. Don't tell me otherwise. And now you're saying you never had boar. Okay, well, why are you just bringing this up now?
Right.
Why is this just being raised now? Like, why didn't you raise it when
it happened?
And also, okay, if this was really the case, why would Fury's team, Fury himself, Fury's uncles, Fury's father, whatever, I forget what family members manage his career, why would they risk tens of millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions? I don't keep up with boxing like I used to, so I don't know what kind of purses Fury's been making.
Oh, he's been making in the millions, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like tens of millions.
Yeah, especially his last couple of fights.
Let's say that this loose end has the potential to wreck $30 million in gross revenue for him in earnings. You're telling me he's not going to pay 30,000? It's about 30,000 USD, 25,000 Great British pounds. Like he's not gonna pay that to just tie up that loose end.
Right.
Really? Like
after the biggest win of his career, I wouldn't say the biggest win. I say Vladimir Klitschko was, but right after one of his most popular wins.
Whatever.
Then this comes about. This story comes about. Does he sound like he's being like there was some type of bribery there, but not?
Yes, it does. I just don't think it was from Fury's people. I think it was from some other people. Like that wanted to discredit this win because they want to discredit Fury because he says things about people who wear tiny hats. and it's just, that's not what you're supposed to say. And he talks about, like I said, they just don't want a guy who says that kind of stuff being in the position of world heavyweight champion. Like he's, I mean, it's
Tyson Fury having a big part in the world stage. I mean, sports.
Is just not, that's not part of the game plan.
That's right.
That's not part of the game plan. So, I mean, but also, one thing I wanted to bring up about this is that, I've always wondered this. When addressing the LGBT, guys like that, black people who take a very strong victimhood narrative about themselves, okay, and imagine themselves to be victimized and the underdog, and that like people are out to get them and everything. And which is not to say that powerful people actually like care about black people, because they don't. Like I assure you.
Sure.
But the idea that they're out to, that they're actively trying to like hurt, taking out like Wilder. Like no, they very much want Wilder to do well. They don't like Fury. Again, Fury winning is just not part of their. Is just not part of their game plan. That's not what they want. Wilder says the kind of things they like.
Right, about getting pregnant and stuff like that. All these weird sort of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can get him to say shit like that. Yeah. But I can't help but wonder, like, if you have this eternal victimhood narrative about yourself, but yet every time you want something to happen, it happens, and the powers that be push the narrative you want. Because I mean, I just Google searched this about 5 minutes ago, right before we started recording this.
Right.
And especially considering that the coronavirus is taking the oxygen out of
everything.
I mean, there was a fair amount of stories about this thing, and like there's a fair amount of websites that were talking about this issue. Considering it's a groundless, unprovable allegation, unless there's something else to it, which if he has that, I think he'd probably present it in the opening salvo. And again, I mean, the narrative makes no sense from quite a few angles, but this is being like you have a baseless allegation, and it's being considered a credible thing. It's being looked at as something that is valid, that needs to be considered. That this is legit. This is Tyson Fury cheated, yada yada yada. Granted, it's like a 5-year-old allegation. Again, this is not about a drug test that happened recently. This is about something that happened. This would be about a fight that.
Oh, wait a second. Are you saying this doesn't vindicate Deontay Wilder and the ass whooping he took?
I mean, not by any sane standard, but if you're just looking for a life raft to cling to, then I guess it does. But, which is the point, because as soon as that fight started going south on Wilder, every Wilder fanboy, they began looking for
excuse.
A way, an excuse, a way to discredit, Fury, a way to say that Fury cheated, a way to say that like the White Devils fucked Wilder over. When in reality we know that the white people were on Wilder's side very much, and it's nonsense. It's what, I mean, look, when, in the case of Wilder, in 2015, he was going to have to go to Russia. I think 2015 or 2016.
2016.
2016. He's going to have to go to Russia to fight Povetkin. when Povetkin was looking real good. And Povetkin fails a drug test under very circumspect, very suspect circumstances. Let's put it like that.
It is.
That was litigated over and over and over in court and out of court. We've been through all that, but and he doesn't have to go. And the WBC immediately puts the kibosh on the fight, unlike other fights where we've seen fights go through when guys test positive, and it's just like, oh yeah, no big deal.
Yep.
I mean, and here, Wilder takes an ass beating, and what happens?
Yeah.
The people who are the eternal victims, who tell themselves that they are always victims of everything, and that people are out to destroy every fighter they like, and that everything's against them. Well, not only do you get the miracle Hail Mary narrative that you want, but the media takes it seriously. None of the stories that I saw, at least from the headlines, none of them indicated that, none of them tried to, why is this guy saying this now? None of this had any kind of, the headlines were not critical of the accusation.
Right.
And the one story I read had literally no criticism of the allegation. So, how do you guys, how do you keep this victimhood narrative going? How do you convince yourself of that? I mean, I sort of know the answer, but I just would hope that you guys think about it. If I, continually got what I wanted from the people in power, I'd have a hard time maintaining that idea that I'm this victim. And I mean, I see this
comparison.
I just see this a lot. It is a very common behavior, and I mean, it comes down from people that we were talking about earlier, the people that don't like Tyson Fury.
Right.
They have a narrative about themselves, and they impress that narrative onto other groups. So,
yep.
I mean, this is not complicated. It's which is why literally every other group in places they control end up thinking end up viewing the world the same way they do. Now, of course, when they step out of line,
absolutely,
against that group, they will be put back down. See Black Lives Matter and what happened to them when.
Yes.
When they decided that the Nation of Islam was okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All of a
That's
sudden,
right.
that positive media coverage went away, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. So, you ever ask yourself that?
No, they don't ask themselves that. I'm sure they don't. They don't.
No.
They just tie it to one group, and it's the system is out to get me, and they're out to get my wonderful heroes, somebody like Deontay Wilder, which they never looked at as a guy who was a protected, what I've always thought, and you always thought, was a protected hype job. I mean, this has been going on since he became the WBC champion, basically.
I mean, he has some physical gifts.
Yes.
In terms of size and just, I mean, he's sort of fast at times, but I mean, he has some physical gifts. But yeah, I mean, there was obviously always glaring holes with him. But boxing is a sport where you can, if you can control certain variables, you can influence the outcome a great deal. So I mean, you put your thumb on the scale, and it's not complicated.